Hi, how are you going? It's Steve Barker here from I'm Enough Coaching, and I want to talk to you today about how you are comparing yourself to others and how it may be crushing your soul. Yep, that's right. Why do we compare ourselves to each other? Why do we feel the need to be able to do this? Well, the simple answer is validation. We need to be able to validate how we think we are progressing against everybody else. We need to have those milestone markers. Am I successful? Am I a good mum? Am I a good dad? Am I a good worker? Am I a good friend? And how do we do this? Well, how do we do it? We do it every day, subconsciously, without even thinking about it. Have you sat down on Facebook recently and looked at somebody else's feed and gone, geez, they're having a good life, look at them go? Or you've been having a coffee with a friend and you've been looking at the clothes that they've been wearing and you've gone, wow, they look really good, they must be going really well at the moment. Or you hear them talking about a second holiday that they're having this year and you're thinking, geez, they're having a second holiday and I haven't even had a holiday yet this year. And then what do? Well, subconsciously what you do is you start to justify it. You start to give justification to how they're doing so well. So we start to think, well, maybe they've got a second mortgage. That's how they can afford to be able to do this, that and the other. Maybe they've got their second holiday on finance. That must be the only reason because, I'm the same as them. I've got the same sort of job and I've got the same sort of life, but I can't even afford to go on one holiday and yet they're going on 2 or 3 holidays in a year. Maybe somebody at work has been promoted above you and you believe that you've been seen off, you've been overlooked, and you think to yourself, wow, how the hell did they get promoted? I do exactly the same job. In actual fact, I probably do it better. I bet they're an arse kisser. I bet they're in there with a boss every day buying coffees for them and, sending them nice little emails and all. Yeah, they must be kissing somebody's ass to be able to get there to where they are. And the job that they do is pretty shit anyway. So it goes on and it goes on and it's all in your subconscious. You don't even realize that you're doing it. Even I've been guilty of this. Even I've been guilty of it. So what do? Well, we start to analyze, we start to question, we start to ask ourselves, why is somebody else having such success and I'm not? And whilst we do this questioning, we start to question what we do, what our actions are, what our decisions are. Are we good enough? And that starts to lead to envy. It starts to lead to disappointment. It starts to lead to anger. And from there, you start to feel insecure about yourself. You have fear. You have anxiety, disappointment. And all of this is happening subconsciously. So because it's happening subconsciously, you don't really realize that you're doing it. And that's the key. This is such an unresourceful way to be able to compare yourself to how you're going in life. But because you're doing it subconsciously, because you're not really aware of it, you don't really understand what it's costing you. So what is unresourceful comparison costing you? Let me give you some ideas. It could be costing you it could be costing you relationships, opportunities, status. If you haven't been promoted at work, some people are going to look down on you and say, well, clearly you don't know what you're doing. So there's a status thing going on there. It could be costing you love. If you're doing this unresourceful comparison with a loved one, in a relationship, that could be costing you love. It could be costing you connection. It could be even costing you sex. Because they know and they will hold this against you and they will withdraw the gift of sex to you. So, this unresourceful comparison could be costing you in so many ways. It could be costing you money. It could be the fact that you are not getting promoted at work, that it's going to cost you money. So can you see how the unresourceful comparison that you're doing subconsciously at the moment is really crushing your soul? And like I said, I've had this as well. I've realized that I was doing this. And once I realized what it was costing me, and I raised my awareness to it, just as I'm raising your awareness to it now, I was able to work out a better way to resourcefully compare my life and to see how I'm going. And what I've done to help you guys, because I really do want to help you. I think everybody should have this information. This is not something, that needs to be charged for. This is something that I want to share with you because I believe that everybody should have the right to have a great life. And if you can start to learn how to compare yourself resourcefully, just as I have done, then it may change your world just as much as it changed mine. It really did change my life. It made me start to look at it in a whole different way. So what I've done is I've put together a 5-minute guide on how to compare yourself resourcefully. If you want that guide, just click on the link down below. I'm going to post it in a link down below. Please get amongst it and download that guide. It's only 5 minutes. It's going to take you 5 minutes to read it. It's really powerful, but really short. It's just once I realized, and I thought, wow, I've got to share this with people, I've got to share this. So that's what I'm doing. I've put together this little guide. It takes 5 minutes to read. It's really not very long, but it's so powerful. So please click on the link down below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Please post some comments down below as well as to what you think to the guide. Is it going to be something that you can do? I'm sure it is. This is something that anybody can do. So click on it and have a read and start implementing it. I'd love to hear how it's affecting you. All right, that's it. That's me, Steve from I'm Enough Coaching. Take care. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.